Alright, hello everyone. So, I haven't made a video for a while because I've been recovering from a cold and I'm doing a lot better now. And so yeah, I thought I'd make a quick little video about something. And one thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is, I guess, like the diversity of classrooms that you're gonna get, like if you're ever teaching English in Japan. Maybe as an ALT where you're working in multiple classrooms, but uh, I know teaching is pretty much the same around the world. Like now that I've considered how we teach back in Canada and then how I'm doing it here and how the teachers are doing it here, I've realized there's a lot of similarities. And one thing in particular is discipline of the students and control of the classroom and behavior management and that kind of stuff, right? Um, some so I'm going to speak from the classroom experiences I've had here in Japan. So some classes are so well behaved and they follow every procedure correctly and they know what to do all the time and they listen good, like they're angels, right? Those are the classes, like I started talking to my teachers and asking, how did you get such well-behaved students? Because kids, like by nature, they're just nuts, right? So they need a lot of control. And I found out, apparently these teachers at the beginning of the school year made really, really strict rules. And like one example I can give is the one grade 8 class were like I guess they were a bit rowdy at the beginning of the year, and she wanted to make sure that she had something to say so that it was like a heads up kind of thing, like everybody puts their attention on the teacher. And so she chose put your pencils down. And what that means is the students cannot be holding anything. The pencils are on the tables, and then if they're not writing, they're listening. So whenever she says put your pencils down, I never noticed it before, but now I notice it when she says it. All the kids literally stop doing what they're doing and just look up and listen, which is really, really like a treat. Because on the opposite end, where the kids are rowdy and rambunctious and like a lot of behavioral problems and stuff, I found they were usually larger classrooms. They were very, very strong characters that, because it was such a large classroom, the teacher almost has no power over them because they're just like, they're nuts. And like I've seen teachers here try and teach a lesson where the students, like over half the students, are just dicking around. They're sitting on the floor playing cards, they're talking to each other, they're throwing things across the room, they're leaving the room. Like just completely ignoring the teacher, and like maybe 5 or 6 students out of a class of 40 are actually listening, right? Like it's really upsetting to me. And those classes, I tend to gravitate towards the troublemakers and just kind of nudge them and be like, okay guys, we should really be listening. The teacher is talking. And like in most cases, they just kind of look at me, give me that kind of like, what are you gonna do kind of thing, and then continue being a disruption or whatever, right? And like this speaks to me in volumes because back in Canada, I actually almost failed my practicum, my student teaching experience, at the very end because the school I was at had a lot of behavioral issue problem kids, and I couldn't control them because I didn't know how. And it's completely different here in Japan, so you can't kick kids out of the classroom. You keep them in the class and you just kind of try and make a deal with them or whatever, right? And it's also the personality of the teacher too, because some teachers are really, really soft and gentle, and then other teachers are just like really like strong. And yeah, like every classroom's different, every teacher's different, but I guess like from teacher to teacher, the best advice that I got from the teachers that I admire here are, from the very beginning, set your standards and don't let them go. So if kids are talking and you're trying to explain an activity, you can say, if you continue talking, you won't be able to join in this activity, and you won't be able to join this activity for the rest of the year kind of thing. And just make like like threats and stuff that you're actually going to keep, because that's the one thing that I didn't do. So I tell kids, I'd be like, okay, be quiet, and then I ended up saying that over and over and over again without giving out a consequence, and the kids will walk right over you for that. So from the very beginning, be strong and try and like, you know, get the attention of the troublemakers. And I mean, like, sometimes that's the thing. In my lessons, I try and use those students that are like super rowdy, and I'm like, okay, what's this in Japanese? And then they just kind of like blurt it out or whatever in Japanese, and like, I don't know, it's really difficult because every class is different, right? So, but anyways, I just wanted to share that with you guys, that if you do decide to be an ALT, there's classes where they're completely out of control and the teacher has no control over them and you have no control over them. And that's okay to an extent. Like, don't stress over it, because it's a deep rooted problem that doesn't involve you. It's really like, yeah, it might even be the school itself, because there's some schools out there where they just don't discipline troublemaker kids. So, but anyways, okay, so there's those kids, and then there's also like the angelic classroom that you always dream about, you know, stars in your eyes, oh, I want to be a teacher kind of thing. So anyways, yeah, I'll leave that with you guys. If you have any like experiences or examples or anything, you can like comment. If you know anyone who has any examples or experiences of like crazy classroom behavior or whatever, feel free to comment. So anyways, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye!